Theresa, would you like to tell everyone about this naming revolution that's happening?
Sure. It pretty much started, I woke up yesterday and found out suddenly that Ted from E-Online had, in a post, just happened to call the fandom Jabberjays, and I don't know, I kind of took offense at it, not the name necessarily, but I was kind of like, well, who is he to say who we are? And I don't know, it kind of spurred off from that, and I was talking with Savanna, and I'm not sure who it was from HD Girl on Fire, but we were talking online on Twitter about it, and it just kind of spurred from in there. And basically what we're doing, and it's on so many fan sites, and now Lionsgate's involved on their Facebook page, and it's just blown up huge. So what we're doing is right now on tons of different fan sites, we are collecting ideas from the fans to come up with just anything you come up with off the top of your head that you think you'd like the fandom to be called. And then what we're going to do with all of these is we're going to gather all that information on Monday, all the suggestions, and find the ones that are most mentioned or that people seem to really like, and we're going to put that into a poll that's going to be put on all the sites. And we're working to make that the same poll for all sites so that the calculations will all be one and we can see how things are going. And then basically, it's mostly fun, but we were going to have some fun with it and then kind of introduce ourselves to the media and to Lionsgate and say, this is what the fans, like, right. And this is who we see ourselves as. Now, everybody's not going to be happy with it, and because, most fandoms have several different names. But, I mean, a lot of this, what it comes down to is it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of to identify ourselves. Some people have said they don't want a nickname because they're worried about the negative connotations that could come out of it, and people, the haters coming out and saying, hey, making fun of whatever name is. But several of us, we're even talking today, and it comes down to, do we let someone decide, what they're going to call us, or do we choose a name that the majority likes and just own it? And just, whatever anybody says, it doesn't matter, somebody's going to, the name Hunger Games fans, someone will turn that around in some way. So it doesn't really matter what we're called. Some people are going to jump on it in the wrong way. But if we are proud of ourselves and who we are, then it could go. But it's a lot of fun too because there's so much participation. It's amazing. There's 500 and some odd messages on the Facebook page for Lionsgate. We have well over 100. I'm not sure what some of the other fan sites have. I don't know if Angie can say what Girl on Fire has, or they can say what the Hob has received. But I mean, there's so many fan sites involved. This is just incredible, and it's been a lot of fun. And we're seeing creative names too. I mean, it's not just. I mean, tributes and mockingjays are mentioned the most. But they're also
those seem like they've been talked about probably the most out of all of the suggestions.
What's the craziest? What's the most wacky out there name you think you've received?
Oh gosh. Adam, we got on the Hob. We got some really interesting ones. That's for sure. Everything from arsonist, which kind of got my eyebrows raised, to Hungarians. I mean, I started laughing out loud in my office when I read Hungarians.
I know. I love. I'm not saying that I think that we should be called Hungarians, but I think that that's like my favorite suggestion. I find it hysterical.
That is actually mentioned a lot on the Facebook page. I just went through, and I've only gone through 200 and some odd comments looking at Facebook, and that's mentioned quite a bit. But they're specifically saying, and they're spelling it out, it has to be Hungarians.
Right.
They don't want the A sound in. So it's like there are. Oh yeah, there's some people I've noticed.
Have you seen that Parliament building in Budapest? Because that absolutely could be where the capital is headquartered. These pictures.
It's kind of funny.
Just to make sure everyone's hungry. But anyway, go on again. I just want to make sure everyone.
I've seen people that want to split the fandom up between the boys and the girls and go boys and bride, girls on fire. We've seen, but some of the, that one's kind of interesting. I'm like, okay. So they're like, they're like split it. So
I could be called. I would be totally cool calling myself a girl on fire. I could do that.
Yeah, with the
Adam,
guy.
do you want to be a boy with the red?
I think since we're all capital citizens, we should be the snowballs.
That's pretty funny.
Nice, Shylah.
So, someone actually suggested night locks. I thought that was kind of interesting. Yes. Almost like that thing, night locks. But you could put Peeta and Katniss in place. You know, and
there's always, like, for every name, there's always someone who comes up with something and says, hey, wait a second, because, like, with Nightlock, they're like, why do we want to be named Poison? And, like, Mockingjays, the biggest thing against Mockingjays that I've seen is people keep saying there's only one Mockingjay, and that's Katniss, so we can't be Mockingjays. And they say there's a Mockingjay stands for the leader, and we all can't be leaders. And then, like, with tributes, we get as many people that say that they love tributes, and they'll go, well, but we're not, but the tributes were pawns of the Capitol, and do we want to be that?
Exactly.
So, but there's some
you know what's so great? What's so great? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. What's so great?
Oh, no,
we've had on HG Girl on Fire. I know we've had over 50 at the last time we counted earlier. But it's like you guys said, they're all so creative, and they're getting to take some kind of ownership and participate instead of just reading about it. And I think that's what people are so excited about, and they get passionate about these names. I mean, just like you said, they put a lot of thought into it. I mean, I'm not a very imaginative person. It's amazing to me some of the names that these people are coming up with. So, I mean, I saw one earlier, and you know what? I went back and tried to find it, and now I can't find it. I know I'll find it again, but it was like I want to say Fire Jays, but I don't even think that was it. Yep. It was some variation of that. I really like that. I thought for me that for whatever reason I thought, I really like that. It's unique enough, but then again I know people were complaining about we don't want the fire piece in it. You know, I mean, so I know that everybody's going to.
Some of the animals and stuff in the books, you know, like the Jabberjays, Mockingjays. It's a combination of several things, and I guess I kind of feel like it would be really cool if we made up our own, like a combination of a couple things. So I really like that idea, just to piggyback on what you said.
Oh yeah, we've heard. I've seen actually on both our page and the Facebook page, scrolling through them, a lot of people saying, you know, there's people saying, well, if we do that, then people won't understand. But then there are people like say, but this is our creation, and let's make it our own. And, like, we've had, mixing stuff up, we've had Fire Mutts, which is obviously in the book, but they like that one. And then, of course, we've heard Fire Jays, Hunger Jays, Hung Gamers. As far as mixture, we've heard Fans on Fire, Panem, and then there's basic ones like, that was pretty creative.
A lot, too.
And we've seen people that want to be, they say, well, let's take, we want to be sponsors because I love the one reason somebody said, our sponsors, one of them said, well, because we're sponsoring Peeta and Katniss, and somebody says, no, sponsors because we're sponsoring Lionsgate. I'm just like, and then people have said Rebels or Rebellion, and then one I thought was really interesting was District 14, as in, we're like, in football when you say the 13th man.
Right.
That's really, that's kind of cool.
The 12th man. 12th man.
12th man, I'm sorry. My bad.
That's okay.
Well, because there's 13 districts already, we'd have to be 14, so we'd have to go up. So, and that was kind of, and I was actually on the face, it's really interesting how they're overlapping from site to site, because it's like people are going from, I've seen people on our site that have posted on others, and I've seen people on the Facebook page that have posted on ours, and then some of the names just keep jumping from site to site. So it's like they're going through and they're talking on, several different places about this. So, the communication is just, it's so good. It's just so fun to watch. And like I said, Lionsgate jumped on, and they said they talked to us today. They said, they're really excited about this to see, what the fans decide or what the fans think. And I do know Suzanne Collins' publicist was contacted today. Suzanne does not want to comment at the moment about this, but they are very excited. The publicist said they, which I'm thinking that means Suzanne too, are very excited to see what the fans decide. So
awesome!
Cool. Wow,
it's so exciting. I can't wait to see what wins this contest.
Mm-hmm.